For more information on what's on, memberships, the bistro menu and bookings, visit the website at deerparkclub.com.au or like our Facebook page to keep up to date with all the latest news and events. The Deer Park Club, where everyone's welcome.
Platinum Corporate Partner and Naming Rights Partner of the Victorian Turf Cricket Association, the Deer Park Club. Head to 780 Ballarat Road, Deer Park for a night out with friends and the family. Platinum Corporate Partner Kookaburra Cricket. For all your cricketing needs, visit www.cooker.com.au. Corporate Partner the Western Sports Centre, the home of cricket in the western suburbs of Melbourne. Evan Evans, with over 140 years experience in the printing space, they're your one-stop shop for all your printing needs. Therion Apparel. From tradie wear, corporate wear and your club wear, Therion have you covered in the apparel space. Just Energy. Call them today on 9020 8331 and find out how you can save money on energy costs. Southern Tarpaulins, the VTCA's preferred supplier of all wicket table covers. Petito Projects, home maintenance, repairs and landscaping. Contact 0431 047 981 for more information. And Red Onion Creative, official media partner of the Victorian Turf Cricket Association.
Good evening and welcome to the first of our Off the Long Run cricket shows. We'll be doing Off the Long Run, well, roughly monthly for a little while. We'll see how it goes, and there will be a podcast as well, hopefully weekly as that goes on. With me, I'm your host, Glenn Scarborough, by the way. With me, Mick Andriatis from Deer Park now.
Yeah, Deer Park, correct.
And Michael Hay, the current Paxino medalist from Druids. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good.
Very good. How's the Mick, first of all, the
Yes, mate.
the move to Deer Park?
Yeah, just got the bug again and wanted to coach and was lucky enough to get an offer from Deer Park. SK was the man, the president there, and we're here. And here we are across the road. Beautiful facilities, Deer Park Club, and yeah, look forward to it.
That's good. How long since you've actually coached? Because you've been
15,
doing various different roles, haven't you, at Keilor?
15, 16 was the last time I was actually assistant coach at Keilor.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. And Mick, yourself, enjoyed the summer?
Yeah,
the winter?
Enjoyed it
And-
where I could.
And how's preparations been going for, well, when we could, for this season?
I feel like we're looking pretty good. We're getting a lot of numbers at training from when we could start a couple of weeks ago with the lockdown ending.
Has that been I mean, I know it's an issue because we couldn't train, and times people could train just in twos. And
Yep.
how well prepared? I mean, everyone's going to be in the same boat, but how well prepared are you for the start of the season? Which was supposed to be last week.
It's supposed to be. Yeah, I feel like we're as well as we can be prepared. I feel like the boys have done a fair bit of extra work where they can. But yeah, I think they're going okay.
And what's the setup at Druids this year? Who's coach, captain?
So I'm coaching again this year as well as captain. And
You're coaching, are you? Really?
Well, he's one of your
Oh,
proteges.
wow.
Tell us all, Mick. He's one of your proteges.
I might have coached him, but obviously he must have learned something getting a gig at Druids, so that's good. At least I could help. That's great.
Yeah, and I've got Shane Windridge helping me out as well with the coaching panel, so good to have someone.
Right, Shane not playing anymore at this stage?
Not playing at this stage, that's it.
This is like a lot of older cricketers. They're not sure whether they want to keep going or not.
Yeah, he's got a lot of experience and a lot to offer, so good to have him on board with us.
And what about recruits?
We have actually recruited a fair few guys. We've had a good winter. So we've got Brad McMaster, who's come across from Lara, who's an opening bat, so keen to see how he goes. Oliver Willett from Talangara, who also an opening bat and a keeper. So having a new opening pair I think is going to be pretty good, and I'm keen to see how they both go.
I think you'll do just fine, I reckon, from what I've heard. So, yeah, I think they'll improve, Druids. I think one of the sides on the move.
Anyone else? Any other recruits?
Yeah, a seller who's come across from East Keilor, who seems to be a very attacking bat, and good to have him on board with us. He's also helping out with coaching as well. And then a couple other bowlers, Josh Machete, who's moving across from Sunshine, and Amon Scott, who's coming across from Clifton Hill. So yeah, we've added a few to the mix, and looking forward to seeing how they go.
Okay. What about you, mate, at Deer Park? Before we get into the rest of senior division, how are you guys looking?
Deer Park, mainly the same side as last year. We lost one of the Sri Lankan players, and we're just going to put a few of the under-18 boys and a few second-grade cricketers up. And then we'll wait and see when clearances end, December. If we need someone else, then we might get, see who's available and what the story is with international players, if they're allowed to come into the country and so on. So we'll just wait and see. But we're happy where we're at.
Ricky Savada's still the captain?
Yes, Ricky's captain.
How long's he been there?
Well, I'd tell a lie if I knew exactly, so I'm going to guess all his life. Well, I know he's been there. He's a one-club player. So
I know that. I know. I do a lot of looking at scores.
Yeah, no, he's a good man. Good man.
He never misses.
Yeah, no, he's a good man. Bat bowl he's
Mick,
involved.
Has he got one of the best cover drives in?
I don't want to give his shots away because someone will hear, but he's got a few shots. He's got more than one, mate. Not just one shot. I think he's got a few.
Is he still bowling his tweakers?
No, he's changed to medium fast because
medium fast.
New coach, so he had to bowl a little bit faster. I think he's getting a few cortisone injections into the elbows, and he's cranking them up a bit. They're getting faster and faster, and you wouldn't believe it took the new ball in our first 220 the other day. So. Yeah, good on him.
Captain takes the new role.
Yeah, Captain Marvellous, yeah. Okay. No, he's good, he's a good fella.
So, looking forward to this week. I mean, obviously we were all looking forward to last weekend, and of course, I think most of us knew by Tuesday or Wednesday that we're probably not, when you look at the radar, we're probably not playing cricket this week. So
we just want to play. I think everyone will be the same. Let's get some cricket.
Let's get out there. So let's hope the weather gods are good to us this week. It seems to be... I watch the weather forecast very closely because of my work, because I work outside, and it's very important that I don't get wet because I'm too old to be working in the rain, so I just don't. But I do watch it a lot, and it's been improving. Each day's forecast has been a little bit better for the weekend than the day before, so hopefully by the weekend we don't get too much rain, and then on Sunday it's supposed to pour. Well, it can. Oh no, we don't want Sunday fixtures washed out too.
Well, we've got under-18s, so I look forward to watching them play. So it'd be good if they could play.
So it can rain Sunday night and Monday. I'll have the day off. That's fine. I don't mind if it rains Monday. But it'll just be good to get out on the park,
definitely,
and finally get some cricket after.
Waited long enough, I think.
Yeah, and to it was just terrible last week, the lead up, and I was just thinking, I was down at St Bernard's, and everyone's there and everyone's sitting out the front of the stand because we stayed outside. We didn't want to be inside. No risk of anyone getting in wrong contact with people.
Yeah.
And they read the side out, and there's a huge mass of players there, and they read the side out, and everyone's happy. We stand up there having a bit, thinking, we're not playing Saturday, so what are they doing this for? But it was, so hopefully...
This week.
Hopefully this week we get away and we can see some results. There were a few other things that Steve said we need to look at, which I can't think of at the moment, so we'll get down to them afterwards. But we might just have a look at some of the movements within, in particular, senior division.
Good idea.
In your division too, if any of the others that you know of. Yep. And if my tablet, which is nearly as old as me and definitely as slow as me, wants to do something, that's not the one I was after. So we'll go with what I got earlier today. So now St Albans have got Mohammed Mehdi, I think that's how you pronounce it, come over from Caroline Springs, but they've lost a few. Thaluna Masmullah, who's been around the VT for a long time.
Key player too,
yeah. Dangerous batsman, he's good.
Speaking of blokes with good cover drives, he hits the ball as hard as anyone ever hits it, I think, doesn't he? Masmullah, he's a beauty. And I think he's still stuck overseas at the moment. He may have been warned not to go back home, but said, I'll get back. Guess what?
It's a risk you take.
It was wrong. Yuvraj Singh has gone to Melbourne Uni. Sean McAndrew has gone to Yarraville Club, and Kyle Chamberlain is not playing because of work. So they've got a number of players out. Keilor, your old club, Mick, has had a few losses. Danushka Milan, who was the club champion last year, he's stuck overseas. He was going to come back, was he?
Yeah, he wanted to play, but obviously can't get back.
Right. Young Mitch Jamison.
Yeah, it'll be a big loss.
He's gone to Footscray. He's got a huge future, that kid. He is. I've heard a lot about him. I've only seen him play a couple of times.
He's a good kid.
And he's going to have a long cricket career, I think.
Well, he's done the best thing for himself, obviously. Play some district cricket, hopefully get into the seconds and eventually get in the ones, that'll be good for him.
Yeah, I would think he should be getting in the ones fairly soon.
I think he's in the Vic Metro as well. So
Yeah, good kid.
Adam Dudridge has gone to Kielba Green Gully.
Yeah.
Too busy now with the baby? Too busy for cricket?
I don't know. He was there. He got injured. He didn't really set the world on fire because of injuries and whatnot, and eventually just made the move.
And he's got to realise too he's getting on.
He's getting on, like all of us are. But yeah, it would have been good to see him, play.
Well, I remember
uninterrupted season.
Yeah. I think that's a good point. Harry Potter's back. Christian Dixon back to the club after a few years at Pegs.
I think that they'll be better than last year. Like a lot of the sides, just talking to Mickey Hay before, a lot of those bottom sides will be a little bit better, and the top sides have dropped off from what we've heard. I mean, St Albans example there, 1 in with 4 outs. So I think it's going to be a real close 50-50. If you're not on, you're going to get beat.
So, yeah.
We get to a few others that have got a lot of outs too in a moment. So Harry Potter back, Christian Dixon, and congratulations to his dad Dean, who was made a life member of Keilor last year. And
didn't know that. Good stuff. Good fella.
I've known Christian and my son played under 12 rep cricket together.
Yeah.
So
feel sorry for your son.
I can tell you, it's 21 years ago. So and Dean's been around the club all that time. So it's great to see him being rewarded for that. Lucas Elliott from Pegs. He's a former Keilor junior player. Then went to district cricket. Then he's been at Pegs for a number of years. He was captain for the last couple of years at Pegs.
I think he'll definitely strengthen the side.
He'd be a very handy
bit of
pickup,
experience as well to help him out.
And I think I don't know. I don't think he's gone there as captain, has he?
No.
So the not having the responsibility all the time might help his game.
But from what I hear, I speak to a few of the boys there. He's training well, and he's going to have a good year.
Yeah,
I think.
He's good.
He's a good cricketer.
Yep. And Josh Pace will be playing senior cricket this year.
Well, you'd hope so.
15-year-old.
Yeah, young kid going through the. Is obviously Mitch Jamison was the best junior they've had there at Keilor, and Pace is a good junior, and he deserves a go in the first, and I wish him all the best.
Good to get some experience out of him too. See how he goes.
Do they still have at Keilor
a lot of Keilor questions, mind you? I am Deer Park. You know what I mean?
We'll get to Deer Park.
Okay.
That's the next division.
Righto.
We might take us a month or two to get there, but we'll get there. They used to have a rule that the first two players picked in the seconds are under 16 kids.
That's
it's back when my son was playing at that level.
Maybe it was before my time. I don't know.
You're not that old.
I went to Keilor in the late 90s.
And that's what. And they've always been really good at promoting kids, and it's great to see Josh. Who he did make a couple of really good scores last year, I think. Late in the season.
Not only Josh. There's a few others. There's a guy that we recruited from the bush last year or the year before, Alfie Miles. I think it was his first or second game at Keilor in the seconds. Should have got 100 and then just got nervous, got 90 odd. We were all there watching. He's had a few goes in the first. He's in and out of the side, but eventually, with a few runs in the twos, he'll get a game. Another one that'll play.
So it'll be very interesting for Keilor this year.
Yeah, they'll have a young side.
At Aberfeldy, the Inns, Jordan Knight, Zach Mevison, Shafi Moazam. Sohan Bora Lesser is their coach.
Yep. New coach.
Has he been the captain for the last couple of years?
No, he had Kieran Gray, who's left the side now, to a Williamstown club.
And first 11 captain will be Talon Wright, and Kieran Gray's left. Yeah. So
feel like Jordan will play a fair big role. Him and Tal, a couple of senior guys coming from Premier Cricket, who'll do well for him. And then obviously Sohan as well. I think we all know what he can do. Very good left arm spinner.
Yeah.
Sheedy was there, wasn't Sheedy?
He was there last year. He's not an out, so I assume he'll be there again this year.
Okay. I thought he wasn't playing, but anyway.
Craigie Byrne, Anthony Peterson, a former junior of the club, hasn't played for a number of years, but he's a strike bowler and he's back. He made his debut for their seniors as a 15-year-old, so he's being welcomed back. Shohan Ranjika from Melton Centrals.
Former Russell Pollock medalist.
So that's the comp medal for one of the divisions, isn't it?
Yep.
So,
Division 3 maybe.
obviously a very talented cricketer.
Yep.
Sammy Tago's gone back to Bundoora Bulls in the DVCA, and Narendra Sharma's also gone back there too. So they've lost a couple. They'll miss Tagger.
Well, it's their first year
First
in
year in senior division,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they would have been liking to keep him, but
Yeah,
they will certainly miss him.
Try to keep all your players if you want to move up
Especially
a division.
going up.
Especially the best.
100%.
Definitely.
Especially the best ones.
Yeah.
So they'll miss him. But yeah, no, it's really interesting. I believe they won't be playing on Saturday because their ground's not ready.
Really?
Yeah, a new ground.
It's a good start. President
not-
would love that, wouldn't he?
No.
First game
Yeah,
in senior division,
yeah.
we can't use the ground. Beautiful.
Yeah, would have liked to have been a fly on the wall
Yeah.
in the conversation there. Where Chelsea, is she still here? She might have been a fly on the wall during that conversation earlier today.
Yeah,
maybe. West Meadows, a few changes there. Danny Law's left and has gone to captain coach Tullamarine.
Yeah, who we play against, yeah.
He's had more clubs than you, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. Yeah. That's true.
Malith Kure's gone to Footscray. Dean Pitts has retired. But there's some good ins. Donovan Pell will be captain
Certainly,
coach.
yeah.
So they've got a few Carlton boys.
And Darren Kalako, who shouldn't be there, he should be at St Bernard's. But he's a St Bernard's kid, he should be.
It might be
What's he
Tarak.
going to bloody West Meadows for?
Well, they might be Tarak's mates. Did you think of that? He was an ex-Carlton
Yeah.
district player.
Tarak.
Yeah.
Speaking of people with clubs. I found a new one the other year that I was totally unaware of.
That Tarak played for?
Yeah, I went to watch the grand final at
West,
East
one of the-
Coburg.
East Coburg. I knew it was
at
a
the bottom
Coburg
of Bell
side.
Street.
Yeah.
I'm walking around looking in the rooms. Tarak up on the bloody just on the honour board. Oh, there's another one. I've lost my space now.
Austin Wayne who's come across from Glenroy.
Yeah. So
They'll
and
be
they've
all
got
right.
some kids.
And plus, they were always strong in the reserve grade and that, so
Yeah.
they'll be all right, you know.
So they should be all
They'll
right.
still be
Yeah.
competitive.
Yeah.
Dean McGrath is the new coach at Sunshine United.
Yep.
And in for the season, Kwasir Kadir from Yarraville Club.
Yep.
Wahaj Sheikh is a left-arm medium fast bowler. Matthew Brett and Ryan Kemp, played footy at Werribee. What's that got to do with it? Good young cricketers. And Scott Dalrymple has returned after a year off for family reasons, and they've lost Kaushal Lugarachi.
Yeah.
Yeah, big loss for
They've
them.
lost actually 9 out of their first. We played them in a T20 a couple of weeks ago, and they've lost 9 out of their first and second grade.
First and second.
That's a
Yeah,
lot
that
to
is
cover.
for winning the premiership as well.
But
the year
still,
before.
when you know Terry Nichols is involved, you know they'll still be, they'll
Yeah.
be competitive.
Yeah. So Kaushal, Roshan and Sancha.
Sancho, that's Sunga. Sunga, their little keeper, Sri Lankan keeper,
Yeah.
has gone to
Yarraville.
Yarraville.
Oh,
Yeah,
Nandahal. Yes.
Yes, that's it.
Yes.
That's
With the
it.
bushy hair.
That's the
That's
one.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, Yarraville.
Tries to dress up like Malinga with his hair like that.
Yarraville Club. Well, I wasn't going to be here. You blokes were going to be talking with Miss Johnson about that, but poor
No,
old
Mitch
Mitchie's,
Mitch would have been talking, not us. We wouldn't have got a word in.
He would have talked for too long, I
Yeah.
reckon.
well, yeah, well,
Karma
we like
gods.
that.
Karma gods got him.
We like that. The hosts like that. That's why we're hosts.
Fair enough.
Mitch, unfortunately, caught up in a
COVID scare.
COVID scare at his school where he's a teacher, so
I think we know a few of their ins and outs. So obviously Sunga moving across
Yeah.
from Sunshine United.
Yeah.
They've also picked up Justin Bramble.
Yeah, that's
who
right.
played
Who's
with
come across
Played at Strathmore.
Strathmore in the
Caroline
premiership
Springs.
year, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Correct.
and then I think moved to Caroline Springs after
He's a
that.
good player. He's a wicket keeper. He's going to
Yep.
be dangerous playing on those. I mean, he's batted at Strathmore on that wicket.
On the
That's a
road.
belter.
Yeah.
Now he's going to go to Yarraville Club and bat there.
That's it, yeah.
Injured last year, so
Do you realise that road mightn't exist anymore?
where Strathmore or Yarraville?
Yeah,
Strathmore.
Nah, Strathmore.
okay.
He's gone.
Daffy's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah,
He's moved down the peninsula or something.
I heard about that. Yeah, yeah. It wasn't
So
the
what are
best
they going
wicket.
to do?
Sea change.
Wasn't the best wickets battle last year. That's for sure.
Ooh. Strathmore would
that's-
love to hear that. All
Yeah.
our Strathmore listeners out there.
No, they'll
Good luck in
certainly
some
miss him because it was always great.
Oh, that's right. I didn't actually remember that they were in
Yeah,
sub
they've
district.
gone
Yeah,
up.
that's good. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're over with us this year.
good.
See
We don't
how-
play until February.
Yeah.
Almost the end of the season before we play them.
The main man's there. The main man. Omar Phillips.
Mr. Omar Phillips.
Yeah. Mr. Rawson, he's there.
So Druids were already covered. St Albans we've covered. Due to Stars now, they've lost a lot. They're going to be a very, very young side this year. You really feel for them, do you?
Don't tell me Parchment's out.
Parchment out.
Parch's
Moore
out.
Borg out. Rutley.
Yeah.
He'd be playing over 60.
Yeah, I wouldn't underestimate Dudas, mate. They'll do something.
And Paddy Willis will be the captain, the young fella.
Yeah, he's a good player.
I reckon that's a really good move. That.
Watching him bat in that grand final last year as well, he batted very well. Yeah, he's definitely learnt a lot, and I think he's going to keep learning. He's a good player.
I heard a rumour. You're one of your teammates, under 21s. Remember Robbie Pratt, the opening bat?
I do remember Robbie Pratt.
I heard he might be the opening bowler at Dudas. This is what I heard. That'll be interesting if he's opening the ball.
I might be opening the batting then.
Well, you are captain. Are you captain or your coach? What your coach?
Captain and coach.
Yeah, I'd be putting yourself up.
Well, you can make sure you can easily. You just got to do what you want to do, don't you? You're in charge.
I think he was pretty quick at VTCA, wasn't he?
Yeah, he would have. He would surely got to 100 k's, wouldn't he? Would have got at least to 100.
So I'll just have to. I'm trying to get the fixture up, but one of those little windows doesn't want to do anything. I thought if I get the fixture up, we can look at the teams and see how we look how the division will look at the end of the year. Yeah,
for my two, Bob, I reckon it'll be real close to the senior division. A lot of the top sides you could probably drop in a little bit, and those bottom ones coming up. Yeah, that's what I reckon. Team to beat. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be tough, that one. Team to beat in senior div.
I feel like there's a few pretty good sides.
You know what it's like, those 50-50 games. You pinch early. If you can get them, then whoever gets off to a flyer,
that's it.
That could make the difference to the finals.
Right. Well, I guess you'd say, as always, Yarraville Club, and they seem to have recruited well. They're going to be up there, aren't they? You think with the outs at Sunshine United, that's a lot to cover. And in particular, if they've lost depth as well, not just their first 11 players, their second 11 players too. So that you would think is going to be hard to cover. Haig Faulkner play Aberfeldy. Aberfeldy they'll need to improve a lot, I would have thought.
But they can improve.
Is that round one?
Yeah, they can improve.
That was Haig Aberfeldy, that was round one. We've missed that one.
Oh, I've just got it up here. It's the 13th. It doesn't matter. I'm just looking at the teams. We're not picking for this week.
Yet.
Not picking for this week. Well, we're not going to know until we play a few rounds either.
Yeah.
They were all going to be 1 days, but now we're going to have some 2 days in the second half. Half.
What are the thoughts?
What do you think of that?
I feel like it's going to be pretty hard. I feel like teams are definitely going to have COVID scares, and there'll be sides, maybe not once or twice throughout the year, that'll have to call off games because someone could have COVID, not know about it, attend a training session on a Thursday night, and then the whole club's in trouble.
Yep.
So I feel like there'll definitely be a few of those happen throughout the year.
Yeah, well, I think, as we've seen with Mitch not being here,
definitely.
And he's a teacher where they're probably a lot more vulnerable, aren't they? Because they're around kids all the time, and one, the kids are very likely to pick up viruses, and two, they're not vaccinated, the kids.
Yeah.
So,
personally, I probably would have just gone with all 1 days again.
Yeah, but again, there's always each side of the argument. We are a 2 day comp, not a 1 day. Yep. So they've obviously been the...
That's old blokes, mate. Young blokes.
See, and South African as well. We wouldn't know much.
We want the real stuff. We want 2 day cricket.
Yeah, that's right. So
that's why I love the VT's grand finals, 4 day grand finals.
Yeah, I'm more than happy with the 4 day grand final.
Well, they've got to try. They've got to try to make it 2 day.
Now, I didn't look at that. Did you go right through it? What are the finals going to be?
What do you mean? 2 day and 4?
Yep. So you got
a 4 day grand final.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, you got seven 1 days to start.
Yeah.
One after Christmas, then your 2 days, and then straight into
the finals. Yeah,
semis and finals.
Well, I love the 4 day grand final.
Great.
And I've only ever been involved at St Bernard's, who were in the VTCA for 50 odd years up until a few years ago. So it's all I've ever known. But I just think it's fantastic
it's a
real
proper test. Yeah. You could get beat and then turn it around, and
it definitely shows who's really up for it. And who wants to go take the hard yards and win the premiership.
Yeah. So that's what's going to happen this year. Well, that's good. I think that I prefer to see we can't because of the COVID situation. But I was looking forward to a full season where we play our full mix of 1 and 2 day games, predominantly 2 day games.
I'd be happy with
2 day finals.
I'd be happy with if you play a 1 day against each side and a 2 dayer. Obviously not possible because of COVID.
Yeah, because of the dates.
But I feel like you could get a very bad draw.
That works if you've got 8 teams.
Yeah.
8 team comps.
Yep.
You can play every team once
That's
in a
it.
1 day or in a 2 day.
But you could get a bad draw in the 1 days and 2 days, and you're facing the 4 top sides in a 2 day.
I don't know. I'll tell you, I don't think you're going to make it as a coach, Mick. You're already making excuses. You'll be right. Don't worry about even draws, mate. You'll be right. If you're good enough, it all evens out in the end. This year, you might get it stitched up a couple of times, and then the following year, it'll
So
even out.
who do you think is going to win it?
The top division?
Yeah, or is it too early for that?
I don't know. I'm hoping Keele will win, but like you said, you can't go past the Yarraville Club, and I'm
That's
hoping
correct,
Druids
yeah.
do well. So that'd be, if them 3 played in the finals, I'd be happy.
Right. And apart from Druids, who's going to be hardest to beat?
I feel like team to beat's probably going to be Yarraville with their recruits. I feel like they've got a good side as is, and bringing in their recruits.
Yeah.
They've lost a couple, but I feel like they're going to be pretty strong.
Right, okay. We might just quickly have a look at our sponsors, which we probably should have done at the top of the show, with Kookaburra Sport being the VTCA's great long-term sponsor with balls and trophies. I'm not sure about that, but we certainly get balls from Kookaburra. The Deer Park Club, where we are tonight, where we are for most VTCA functions, magnificent sponsors of not only the VTCA, your club, and I'm sure a number of other clubs in the local area.
Yeah, I think they sponsor Grand United as well. There's a few. And the calamari was good here too. Just
Right.
It was.
pretty good.
Well, I wouldn't know. I didn't have it. You blokes had it.
You had one, didn't you?
No. So the Deer Park Club, and they help the VTCA out all year. There's meetings here. There's presentation nights and so on. And so that's they're wonderful sponsors. Kookaburra Sports, as we said, for the balls. Western Sports Centre in Derrimut. Now, Derrimut. Derrimut.
Just say it fast. Say it fast.
Derrimut, yeah. The naming rights sponsor of Division 2, the Steve McNamara Shield in Division 2.
Yep.
And they've come on board. And for anybody from any VTCA club, go into Western Sports, mention that you're from a VTCA club, or you're from the VTCA, and you'll get a
1% off.
What are we saying here?
15%, I think.
Jeez.
It is.
Oh, wow.
That's not bad.
So it'll have to be now.
Does that
because,
include free drinks as well?
Oh, well, I don't know.
Powerades?
15% discount. That's Evan Evans are a new sponsor as well. They've I used to know Evan Evans as the people who made flags. I remember. I don't know how I know it, but they made that. You may not have. The big flagpole at the top of Elizabeth Street that had that huge Australian flag on it.
You're old. You're older than me.
Not much.
I don't remember.
They had that. They had this, and I remember they were the ones that made it. But they've also been making the banners for the VTCA for many years. But they do a lot more than just make flags. They do a lot of printing. So it's worth people going and looking at their website and going through everything they do, because it's a family business that's been going for 140 years, and they're the sort of local ones we want to support. Therion Apparel. They're in Coburg North, and are they a new sponsor this year, I think, as well?
I think they knew,
Just Energy in Keilor Road, Essendon. And they're another corporate partner, Southern Tarpaulins, where we all get our covers from, which we obviously have to have.
We're still waiting for ours, our new pair. Hopefully
You would have needed them.
Hopefully it comes soon before the weekend.
Well, you didn't need them last week.
We needed them, but there were holes in them.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, no, we've got a lovely set of new covers actually for our main ground. So that's pretty much it for that. And if I've missed any, we'll get in trouble and we'll be told next time. We'll start off with the sponsors and cover the ones
Make
we
sure you
missed.
get them
we'll
in
tidy
first.
up. We'll tidy
We'll
up.
tidy
That's
that
it.
up again. Yeah. But if we go back and we look at we've had a look at senior division, and I'll sort of. I'm probably.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, what you were going to sort of get out of that one. What do you?
I'm probably a bit out of it until the results start coming in.
Yeah, okay.
Because, I'm involved with some birds.
Yeah, we get it.
Not in the VT.
You're old. I know. I get it. We get it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You're not that young yourself.
Yarraville Club. I feel young anyway, so you've got to be tipping Yarraville Club, surely.
Well, I would think so. Given that a reasonably good side have added, I do think it looks like it'll be hard for
The new team?
The reigning premiers.
Okay, yes, Sunny United.
There's so many players, so I think
Yeah.
that's going to be hard for them to follow that up.
Might just start a rebuild.
Yeah,
And St Albans have also lost some really good players too. So.
I feel like they'll still be pretty competitive.
Yeah.
Well, they will, because Lambert's still there.
Keith Elvis is still there.
Keith is
Shanaka's
still
still
there.
opening bowling. Janota's still there.
Yeah,
I feel like
they
they've-
might as well. I feel like they
they've-
should be called St Bernard's. Lambert.
Well, there's our four. Yarraville, Druids,
Yarraville Druids, yeah.
Keeler and
you
St
reckon?
Albans. There you go. There's our four. Off the cuff.
All right. So let's have a quick look at Division 1.
Yes, beautiful.
And given that I don't know who the teams are in Division 1, we better wait for this.
Well.
We know Deer Park's in it.
Yes. Deer Park lost one game for the home and away last year and lost the semi to Sunshine, who lost the grand final to Craigieburn.
Right.
Would have thought Airport West should be in that
Yeah.
mix.
Well, I'll tell you, the talk of the
Well,
town...
they lost the final last. Didn't they lose
They lost the semi. I think.
They lost the semi, yeah.
Semi, yeah. So, the talk of the town's Airport West they've recruited a few big-name players and obviously kept the mix that they got. Went to the shopping centre the other day, Westfield, being Airport West land, and bump into a few boys there, and that's all we hear about.
Yeah.
Airport West, they should win the premiership this year, so
Right.
they've penciled them in, so...
Well, and do you know of many of the other movements in, like Pegs, for example? We know they've lost
a few.
Harry Dixon.
Yeah, and Elliot
and
to Keilor.
Elliot to Keilor.
They had a couple of West Indies, two West Indies overseas players. Obviously, can't get back in.
Yeah.
So again, a lot of sides, by the sounds of it, the internationals can't get back. There's a lot of players missing. So obviously, it's going to come back to the foundation in the juniors and lower levels, and who was strong in the seconds and under 18s and whatnot,
That's it.
and hopefully help those sides out that are struggling.
Right. So the Division 1 sides this year: Airport West, Pegs, Altona Roosters, Seddon, Deer Park, Altona Northwest, Coburg, St Francis, DeSales, Tullamarine and Sunshine.
Yeah.
Now you would expect Sunshine.
Well, they've recruited
Average,
Cowshaw.
yeah.
They've recruited a couple other guys. Can't remember off the top of my head, but they had that Stone, Troy Stone, I think
Stone,
it
yeah.
is.
Still the
He's
captain.
still
Played there a few
captain.
years, yeah.
A few. He was the captain.
And they lost the-
subbies, so
yeah.
he's been around for a long
Yeah.
time.
Well, they lost the grand final, so you would think, picking up players and
Trying
keeping
to
them roughly what they've
bounce
got.
back.
Yeah,
You'd
they're
reckon
going to
they'll
be
up there again.
Definitely.
So they're your main danger, are they?
our danger.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
One of
It'll
the
be Airport
dangers.
West's danger, not ours.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, I know we have a bit of a joking around in that, but for me, my sides that I coach, we don't look too much into the opposition. We just, the old cliche, we just worry about, once we're focused on us, you know what I mean, see what we can do. I mean, whatever Airport West do, that's what they can do,
Yeah,
It's nothing to do with us or Sunshine. Just on the day, whoever's better, is it a 40-over game, is it 80, is it, 2 innings, whatever it is.
Whoever
Let's
turns
see
up
what
on the
happens.
day
Yeah,
is
exactly. So I don't worry
gonna
about
do well.
Well, and like I say, without knowing, I know who a couple of players that Pegs have
Yeah,
lost, but
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know of any of the recruiting in that
Yeah.
division. But Sunshine have been, since they left the subbies,
Yeah.
so this is now their 6th season. I think they missed the finals the first year, and they've been in finals every year since, and they've
Yeah.
won 3 flags, haven't they? Something like
Well,
that.
they were a good subbies team, remember, back in the day.
Back in the day, they're
Yeah.
a very good subbies team.
And they've started from the bottom and they've worked, they're nearly there. They're nearly in senior div.
And I've said this before, it must have been a really hard decision to leave the subbies because they were traditionally a strong club and had been for over many, many years. But to go back, to bite the bullet and say, well, listen, we just can't do this anymore, we can't compete.
Yeah,
To go back, and it's been a winning culture ever since.
yeah,
Like they just missed the finals the first year, and I think they've made finals ever since. So,
yeah. So
it's,
you pencil them in.
it's a winning
Certainly.
culture,
Yeah, yeah.
so it's a much happier place to be.
Yeah.
And I would think that they would continue with their after 6 years, starting at the bottom, they're one step away from the top division. So I would think them, knowing what Airport West St Christopher's had last year and what they've got this year,
Yeah,
you would
They'll
think that
definitely
they'd be
right
up there.
Correct.
And I wish you blokes well.
thank you.
But yeah, don't really know about any of the other sides, so it makes it a bit
We
hard.
play
to,
Seddon in a T20 next week, so
Yeah.
I'll know a bit more about them after we play them.
Yeah. Keilor Park,
There's a good Dean Giller, I think. Won a couple of champion players in a few years in a row, hasn't he?
Yeah. And unfortunately, he doesn't have enough mates.
Well, that's the bottom line, isn't it?
It is. He just doesn't have enough. They haven't had enough.
They've always had a good
depth.
couple of players here and there.
Without a lot
it's
of
not
depth.
enough, yeah.
You'd feel like all the good players, Keeler being very close to him, would probably go to Keeler and stuff.
I remember one year they did have an English guy, Robbie Jones.
I think they had a couple. Opening bowler.
He was a star.
Yeah.
Robert, and I think he was 12th man in one of the Ashes games
Oh,
later
okay.
on.
Yeah,
So Keeler Park got him as might have been 19-year-old or 18-year-old, and then a year or two later you see him 12th man for the Poms.
Right, okay. So the other sides in there: West Newport, St Andrews, Pascoe Vale, Glenroy, Willie C. Wise, Newport Digman, Greenvale Kangaroos, Royal Park Brunswick, Sydenham Hillside and Kingsville.
A lot of sides.
I know
a lot of sides.
Greenvale lost Kyle Adams to St Bernard's.
Oh, that's right.
I think he's coaching St Bernard's.
He is coaching St Bernard's. Yeah, I was talking to him the other day. So he could pick up for us.
Yeah, big loss probably for Greenvale.
But big loss for
Plenty
them.
of experience.
And Greenvale. My opinion when they went to a district club and a VTCA club was that it can't work.
Yeah.
Well, the VTCA didn't work. Well, the VTCA side hasn't really.
No, and they're still not really they're not very successful in district cricket. And I know they're building and all that. Yeah. But I think they're probably going to hover around here. I struggle to see them being a senior division powerhouse like they were for a number of years.
I feel like that'd be very hard if you've got a Premier Cricket side and you've got a VTCA side.
It would be.
To have a top side, to be a top side in the seniors, wouldn't they just be playing Premier Cricket anyway?
Well, yeah, that's the...
Or why wouldn't you if you're that close?
Yeah. Imagine that, you're a decent cricketer, you're playing in the VTCA, and then all of a sudden, are they allowed to just grab him and
jump into the seconds of Premier Cricket?
I'm not sure what.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It'd
be a hard
crossover
mix.
system is.
That'd be
but it would
disaster.
be a hard gig.
It'd be a disaster.
The great thing they've got, I don't know, have you been up there?
Facilities.
In recent years?
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
I went when I think it was probably the last year we played in the VT, and
the
we were
grounds
down
are
in
sensational.
on the background there. And
it's great.
Bruce Kent just scatters. Yes, mate. He said, "Have you seen these?" I said, "I've seen what?" He said, "Come over here." I won't say what I said when I walked around the corner, but amazing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Or something like 16 turf nets.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, you mean that.
They're
Yeah,
great.
I was talking
With
about
turf
the
run-ups
grounds.
too.
Yeah,
With
they got
turf
everything.
run-ups. Then you've got the couple of synthetic wickets on the end of it. It's just an absolutely amazing setup. So, they've got a lot of good things going for them. The Greenvale side in the VT, to me, at a district club, I just don't know that it's ever going to work. And I think they'll hover around. I'm not saying they won't win. They might win Division 2, but I can't see them getting back to being the powerhouse they were for a number of years.
Agreed.
So, and then some of the other sides in there are newer up-and-coming clubs, so I don't really know that much about them. Maybe I should have done a bit more research. But I only found out the other night I was doing this because it was only the other night that we found out that Mitch wasn't.
Yeah.
We'll have a quick look at Division 3. We might... Will we keep going after that, or do you know any the sides below that?
Not really. I mean, we can do our best.
Laverton playing Footscray United. Now Shafi coaching Footscray again.
He done a marvellous job last year. I mean, if you ask him, he'll tell you.
They hardly lost a game. Well,
they lost. No, they were terrible early.
They were terrible early, and then they
got onto a run. Yeah.
And then they
played in the granny. I think Sunbury beat them in the granny. Obviously, Sunbury, in a much better side. They've gone up. So was Shafi's mob. They've been training in our nets over this COVID of just a few of the boys here and there. They look all right, and I think he does a good job, Chef, and he's got them up and about. So
I feel like he's a key recruiter as well.
Yeah, well, he does everything.
Yeah.
He's the man. Just ask him; he'll tell you he's the man. Does everything. He told me they recruited some fast bowler from the other side of town. Bowls 135. So let's see.
Let's see him go.
135 in Division 3.
That's Shafi telling. I don't know.
I'm tipping. I'll know his name soon.
Yeah.
Because if he's
135
in Division 3,
he's a Sri Lankan
fella.
fella.
A lot of wickets every week.
135.
Laverton have struggled a bit.
Yeah, I think beautiful wicket there. I've seen a lot of runs scored on that ground. There was one grand final a few years ago. Yeah. One side batted for 2 days.
I think that was Seddon.
Yeah, 400 and something.
Yeah.
The other side made 390. It was ridiculous. But as players wise and that, I don't know. They just can't hold on to them.
Right.
But good facilities there.
Good, Grand United, Sunshine Heights, Point Cook, Werribee Central, Sunbury, William Imperials, East Keilor, Pascoe Vale, Hadfield. Now I don't know whether Sunbury. It doesn't look like they've got their new ground yet.
That's the Sunbury that beat Shappy's mob from.
Yep. And they're still playing at Progress Reserve.
That's right. Yeah, they're playing away. So yeah, I heard that.
But I think it might be ready after Christmas.
Yeah.
I think the new ground at Sunbury.
They'll be all right.
They'll be keen to get on that as soon as they can, I think.
And they'll be a good side in the future too. They've got a really good.
Well, you think they've got all of Sunbury
facilities.
It's a big problem. Very.
So they will be a good side in years to come, and I expect sides like them to be going up the grades. Whereas a lot of these others, like you would think that the Lavertons of the world are going to probably hover around
stagger,
around this level of the comp,
as
opposed to I think Sunbury will I'd be surprised if they weren't in senior division within about 5 years.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of the lower divisions clubs that I do know about, like Caroline Springs. I've got my mate Pete McGaffis there. Yeah. And they're coached by Smackers Turner, ex-Yarraville Club fella. Gary Turner, yeah.
Ex-Drills player as well.
Yeah, and they've recruited some, and I heard the other day that Darryl Brown might be playing there as well.
Now, he is as old as me.
Well,
not quite, but he's not far behind.
Well, these sides, these sides are going to be hard to beat with that sort of structure. McGaffis, Turner, I think Gav McCullum's there, and Darryl Brown's on his way. Plus what they've already had, and so they're going to be a decent side going through.
They're going to be good. We do have we've got new sides. That would be Division 5 where we'd find a new side, wouldn't it?
And there's like sides that I look at that are lower, starting really low, like Sydenham Hillside a few years ago. They're getting up there. And the other day I had to drop one of the boys off that lived around that area on the ground, and that was it was jam packed there. So you would think that just by putting that 2 and 2 together, that they're going to be a side, that might go through the ranks. I think they've won 2 or 3 out of the last 2 or 3 years.
They've got a few ex-Premier players.
Yeah,
we played them last year in a T20, and
they
pretty much had us under the thumb. And
right.
And what are they? What are they? Division 4 or something like that? Division 5. That's what I mean. Playing against senior division sides. So
No, they definitely had us, and then I think our experience just come through.
Yeah.
So Sanctuary Lakes, who've been here for a couple of years, they are playing at their new ground this year.
On the golf course?
I don't know whether it's on the golf course.
I was going to say.
I'd be playing golf instead, I reckon.
But
Sanctuary Lakes.
It's Featherbrook Oval. I think that's is the Featherbrook Oval.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's their new ground. So they played all away for the first year or 2 years they were in, and now they're definitely at their home ground. Yeah. And Donnybrook's the other new side in, and Moonee Ponds have.
Moonee Ponds.
They have a cricket club.
So Moonee Valley is different to Moonee Ponds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
It's
Moonee
formerly Aberfeldy Park.
Oh, yeah, Aberfeldy Park, yeah.
They've changed their name to
on
Moonee
the river
Ponds.
there. Beautiful little stroll around those. Actually, the new facilities there, I did walk past there.
Is that the one down the bottom?
Yeah.
Near the freeway?
Yeah, and
you
go around.
No, that's Moonee Valley.
We're anglers. You know the anglers?
Oh, yeah.
You do that
Ponds
walk?
back there.
Yeah.
Around the river.
Yeah.
Not sure of the road.
I've seen that flooded.
Yeah.
Seen that 3 feet underwater, mate. The whole lot.
Yeah, that's a good spot to play cricket. Nice spot.
But yeah, lovely. So Moonee Ponds.
Moonee Ponds.
Aberfeldy Park have changed their name from Moonee Ponds to Moonee Ponds, which goes hand in hand with some sponsorship from the Moonee Ponds Club, who are major sponsors of a lot of.
I'd change my name too if we were getting all that funding from Aberfeldy Park to Moonee Ponds.
It was a very good idea because they've now got plenty of funding from the Moonee Ponds Club, who are our sponsors and footy club sponsors, and they sponsor a number of other clubs.
Yeah.
And so they've changed their name to align with them.
Yep.
What else? I didn't know anything about any of those other ones there, except that Sanctuary Lakes are playing at their grounds actually open this year, so that's
good for them.
So that's good. Now we'll go back to. Might go back and have a look at see what it was, what the instructions were about what we're supposed to be doing.
What's her name? She's run out of the joint. She left us alone as soon as we started.
She's gone.
We're going for too long.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, this thing takes too long. This is as old as me.
Is that Wi-Fi?
I don't know what it is. Breakaway, Division division by. We've had a bit of all of that. We've plugged the sponsors and and the whack of the week that Steve wanted us to have.
A whack of the week.
The whack of the week. He's got one against councils that aren't ready for the late start to an already late season.
Yep.
Which was there's a ground that won't be ready this week. It was supposed to start last week.
Yeah. That's a worry.
And the club hasn't been the council, who I shouldn't name. They do start with H though, and it's not Hobson's Bay. They haven't provided the club with all the things they were going to provide them with, like rollers. They're pretty important, aren't they, for making wickets?
Yeah, well, turf. On turf.
Yeah, I would have thought. Yeah. So. Anyway, and the other thing that's been driving Steve nuts.
Yep.
Clubs pulling sides out, pulling out. Last week, three teams pulled out. One came in. This week we've had one out and one in. He's redone some of the lower divisions. The draws have been redone 27 times. That's not. I'm not making that up. That's what he says there. 27 times.
That's why he's president. He's on the big money. You've got to take these.
You reckon that keeps him busy?
Yeah, I guarantee. 27 times to do the record.
Fixturing's a logistical nightmare.
Well, he was whinging about the draw, wasn't he?
Fixturing's a logistical nightmare anyway.
I don't worry about it.
So, you've got to try and be a bit better organised than that.
Well, let's just say this. When I was playing, and we're playing Yarraville Club, I reckon there was 12 years in a row we played them at Yarraville Club. So it would have been nice to play at home at one of those times.
Well, we played
12.
At least once.
Yeah, it would have been nice, but what can you do?
We played South Caulfield 7 years out of 8 at St Bernard's. We didn't mind.
That's what I mean. So don't worry about it. Whatever it is.
Whatever
it is, it is. And that's it. Just deal with it. Move on.
Yes. Well, but we need to. Clubs need to probably try and be a little bit better organised, especially at this stage. I mean,
it's pretty late.
You shouldn't be making changes now.
I'm going to have played a game already.
Yeah. When we should have already played a game.
That's it.
And the lower thirds, fourths, and fifths, I think it is. They're doing the fixture in blocks of 4 weeks. And at the second week, the next 2 weeks will be released. So there's been a block of 4 released now.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
At the second week, you will know.
I noticed that today.
You'll know where you're going for the next 4 games. Then in 2 weeks' time, you'll know where you're going for the next 4 games. And that's to do with, probably partly to do with having to change some of the fixtures 27 times.
Who's playing where? Yeah.
And then you've also got to match up with grounds and everything because. There's so many.
I'm glad it's not my job.
Yeah, same.
Certainly.
Yeah. Same here.
I mean, we've had the issue, personally, our club this year, we've taken on an alignment with Essendon Vets. So we've got 50s and 60s and 5ths. So last Saturday, for the first round of the year, they were all drawn at home on Sunday, weren't they? We've got 2 grounds. You can't have 3 teams drawn at home.
Yeah.
You can. You've got to start at 9 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock. Get those 50 and 60-year-olds starting at that time. That'd be good.
So, but there's logistical things where there are grounds that are used, like your ground, your ex-ground, Keilor's ground.
Yeah, one ground,
1 ground, and it's used, well, it's 1.5 though, isn't it? Because
we've got
the half a ground, the synthetic.
Yeah, good for training.
But it's used every day, isn't it? It's used Sunday. So you can't just swap fixtures around willy-nilly. You've got to sort of work in with the logistics of the clubs that are involved. So I think that's why they're doing that with the 5ths this year.
So whose facilities have improved is Altona North.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think they've got the Jets on the one ground now, on their main ground. And I believe their ones are actually playing on the other ground.
The smaller one.
Oh, okay.
No, they've actually redeveloped the whole area.
Okay.
New club rooms and everything.
Okay. Yeah, good.
Not sure if it's complete, but
good
to see that.
Yeah, the last time I was down there, might have been when Keilor won the flag.
Jeez, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, that was a
ago.
great year. That was against me.
Oh, Drew. Oh, no, that was a few
years ago.
That was.
Altona North. That was against you.
Yeah.
My first year.
First division. Yeah. Correct.
May have left a straight one.
And I was saying then that the rooms were going to get. There was
Steve
all getting bowled over.
That was Druids won the first innings and Keilor turned it around. That's right.
Cowsher went nuts, didn't he? With
That's
the bat?
it.
Yeah. It was hard to score, and all of a sudden
Not for Cowsher.
he got 70 real quick.
Not for Cowsher. He could score anywhere that day.
He wanted to go. Clearly.
Bad captaincy.
I wasn't captain then.
I tried to blame you. Sorry, Windy.
Right. So, not that you needed to think about who it was you're going to
what
put
about
in.
The whack of the week?
Sorry, Windy.
Windy. I just apologise for his captaincy on that day. Cowshill hit 72 and hit 67 runs on the leg side. Would have been good to put a few extra fielders on that side.
Potentially over mid-wicket every ball.
Or bowl the other side of the wicket would have been nice. Anyway.
Right.
What's
we were talking about their new rooms. And I
thought we were talking about the whack of the week. I was just giving Windy a whack, that's all.
Right, okay. You can give anyone a whack. Yeah. I don't mind.
I think the last time we played there, we were still in containers. Had to walk up your steps to our change rooms.
Yeah. It's the last ground we won a senior premiership on.
There you go.
And that was when we beat Willie C. Wise. Can you name the lineup at Willie C. Wise that year?
No idea.
D-Law.
Oh, he was there.
T. Morgani.
Oh, yeah, he was there too. Warren Kelly?
No, I don't think he got there yet. Glenn Mills.
Oh, Millsy as well. He was a good bowler.
No, you didn't see him as a good bowler. He bowled spin.
No, he bowled fast when I seen him.
Did you see him when he was real fast?
He bowled fast when I see him, not spin.
Yeah, did you see him when he was real fast? When he was 17?
Yeah, Footscray. He played Footscray as well, didn't he?
Mate, I faced him on the match stand at Fairbairn Park. Can you imagine him facing blokes who can't bat?
Yeah.
And 2 years later, he's at Footscray, opening the bowl in the seconds, and then played.
That's a nice
nice
venue to play out. See Wise and Willie Imps there next to the water there, next to the beach. Beautiful
Down
spot.
the beach, yes. All right, we're starting to waffle.
Yeah.
You started
Let's
at
wrap
the
it
start
up.
of the show.
I thought it was the whack of the week. That's what I needed to whack someone, and that was it.
Okay, well, that's it. That's the end of the first edition of Off the Long Run.
Yeah. The long run.
The long run.
Yeah.
Has it been that long? I don't know. Oh, it doesn't matter.
You talking about Robert Pratt? Long run?
Oh, dude, sorry, boys.
Long run? What about... I can't remember his name now. It's St Albans. He used to play for us.
West Indian guy?
No, it's Sri Lankan. He's 6'4". We
Yeah,
were talking about him before.
Janoda?
Yes,
Yeah.
Arash. If he was at the MCG, he'd be pushing off the fence. And they wonder why we never used to get through overs. And I'm sure St Albans will be the same.
Is that the one that threw the ball, stopped and threw the ball at Stavros in the grand final? Was that him?
No.
In that grand final?
No,
Who was that?
No.
Some
Indica.
bloke stopped. That's right, yeah.
Yeah. He wasn't a happy chap that day.
Well, I had a bet with Stavros, $50. So I had to give him a mention on the show. So, Dan, just pay ID, buddy.
Make sure he scores some runs this year.
Oh, now, who's Guy Barbuto? Is he still doing the same job this year?
Operations, done a good job last year.
Okay, well, that reminds me, I've got to advertise my show,
the
Northwest Cricket Report at 6 o'clock on Sunday nights on 98.9 FM, and it saves me a phone call because he did it all last year, so if I know he's doing it this year, I'll be ringing Guy for Keilor's report next week.
No dramas.
On Sunday night. So, so that's the end of tonight's show. There will be regular podcasts and there will be roughly monthly video shows like this where three experts, supposed experts.
There's at least two of us.
Speaking experts.
There's at least two. Anyway.
Get to chew the fat for a little while and have a bit of fun.
Good. Bit of fun, that's all.
Okay, so good luck to everyone. Let's hope we're on the ground this week. Good luck to everybody and everyone have a great season and play cricket the way it should be played.
That's it.
It's about a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thanks, Scatters.
Good luck, boys.
Thank you, mate.
And I'll dare say I'll see you again at some stage.
Always. No worries,
Sounds
Scatters.
No worries. Okay, thank you.
Platinum Corporate Partner and Naming Rights Partner of the Victorian Turf Cricket Association, the Deer Park Club. Head to 780 Ballarat Road, Deer Park for a night out with friends and the family. Platinum Corporate Partner Kookaburra Cricket. For all your cricketing needs, visit www.cooker.com.au. Corporate Partner the Western Sports Centre, the home of cricket in the western suburbs of Melbourne. Evan Evans, with over 140 years experience in the printing space, they're your one-stop shop for all your printing needs. Therion Apparel. From tradie wear, corporate wear and your club wear, Therion have you covered in the apparel space. Just Energy. Call them today on 9020 8331 and find out how you can save money on energy costs. Southern Tarpaulins, the VTCA's preferred supplier of all wicket table covers. Petito Projects, home maintenance, repairs and landscaping. Contact 0431 047 981 for more information. and Red Onion Creative, official media partner of the Victorian Turf Cricket Association.